I'm going to give you a bit of a snapshot into how I take my own self-portraits. Being reasonably new into photography, I really feel like self-portraits has helped develop my skill set, as I think the hardest person to pose sometimes is yourself. So if you can manage to pose yourself, then it's going to be a lot easier to pose and take photos of other people. So I mean, the concepts aren't that complicated at the moment. I mean, some days I just pick up my camera and just fancy taking some photos. Just playing, I like to play in, today it's going to be a natural light photography session, just because I don't have much time to set up lighting and all that. And I'm in the top floor of our house, and there's plenty of light in here. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm not going to set up any lighting today. I might do another video to show how I take photos with off-camera flash. Kind of I've started here in the Isle of Man a few weeks ago. We've been quite lucky in that we've only had, prior to this, we had one long lockdown at the start of last summer, and then we came out of that and we had a whole half a year of just normal life, which was fantastic and great because I was fortunate enough to be able to photograph other people and get practice that way. And then we had so our second lockdown, which was only for 3 weeks, started it was a few days into January, and then we have had a few weeks back out of lockdown, and then we've gone back in. And I think with the cases growing here, it's going to be a lot longer lockdown. So that means, like, I was starting to build up a bit of momentum, and a few clients were getting on board, which was really exciting. But now we're back in lockdown, it's meant that kind of work has slowed. So money is short, so I need to keep these self-portrait sessions quite cheap. So I don't spend a lot on lighting equipment, and I try to keep the props really cheap. So I bought this this is a fur rug, which I bought from eBay. I think that was like £10. I'll quickly go and get the dress that I bought as well, which I think cost me maybe more in postage than the actual item. I think the item was £5 and the postage might have been £3 or £4, so a £9 dress. It's just hang on, I'll go get it. And this is the dress that I got from eBay. It's an Urban Outfitters. It's quite nice. Because I think my goal post-lockdown will be to try and build some wedding work bookings for 2022 probably now. I think I'm maybe a bit too late for 2021, and there's so much uncertainty at the moment. It's going to be quite hard to get lots of bookings there. But because I've not had any wedding specific experience, I thought that I've not got any models. The only model I've got at the moment is myself because we're in lockdown. I thought that if I can do some kind of like photo shoots in like white dresses, and I really love the bohemian kind of wedding theme, and try and start and build up a bit of a portfolio, even if it's just me in that style, me in a white dress. It kind of gives me some marketing material and kind of shows and proves that I can take nice photos of people in white dresses. I use the Sony Edge, or what's it called? completely forgot what it's called. So I will use the Sony Imaging Edge app to connect my phone to the camera so I can see and kind of set myself in the frame and set up the angles and that type of thing correctly. And then I take, I play around with the autofocus settings and kind of, because I tend to find that the autofocus, and it might be different for other people, isn't so great when you have the timer on and you can't have it in continuous mode. I tend to find it better, which is kind of annoying in that you kind of got to hide the phone and take the photo with kind of the phone hidden behind your back. But that seems to be where I get the most crisp and sharp images. I mean, again, like if anyone knows a better setting for doing self-portraits when you're using the Imaging Edge app, then let me know. I mean, it can be quite, I found it a little bit glitchy connecting to the camera. But other than that, like, it is great that you can connect it to the camera, you frame it up, and yeah, like usually by the end of it I get some really nice results. So yeah, I am now just gonna go and get changed. I think I'm gonna do the shoot on the rug first, just because I think that's my priority shoot at the moment. I kind of want to get an Instagram post out on that message of me using my Vogue mags for like learning colour theory and kind of skilling up as a photographer, and then I will move on to having a play in the white dress. So yes, bear with me. 50 mil. I have got some snacks and some coffee over there. Hang on, I'll go get them. It's got some snacks and some coffee. Some props, because when we're planning things we need coffee and snacks. It's just one of those things. Right, so I am going to switch over and shoot. And I will set my GoPro and that will capture me hopefully doing the shoot. I totally pressed the wrong button on this GoPro and haven't filmed like the earlier part of this. No. But the first part I didn't get exactly the shots that I wanted. The bit with the magazine and the rug, but there's some definitely decent ones that I can use on Instagram. Yeah. And I will just spend a bit of time, I guess, posing now just so you get an idea of what I've been doing. I kind of backtracked a little bit on the setup because the wood just wasn't doing it for me. So I put the rug over the drawers, which is kind of acting like a bit of a backdrop, and it's actually seems to be working quite well. I might actually switch it up for that step ladder. No, I'll stay with what I've got and I can play with other things next time. But yeah, here we go. As you can see, I do a lot of playing around with ankles and themes. I kind of like base everything off what I'm wearing and then if something doesn't quite work, because I am only working with a tripod and I've got limited space, I literally just try everything. Normally I get something in the end. I think it's good for your brain. Like I mentioned previously, I completely didn't switch on the GoPro onto video mode. I just took a still image of the setup of the rug and that section of the shoot, but I did manage to switch it back on for the last part of the shoot in the dress. As self-portraits always seem to go with me, like I just tend to, like, I think of what I'm wearing and then I kind of have to play with what I've got, because the room here isn't that big and I haven't yet invested in a backdrop. I think that will be, next time I have a bit of spare cash, that will be the next thing that I go and buy and invest in. So it just makes life so much easier, like you can just cover up this whole room. Whereas I ended up, because I didn't like the way the cabinet was working, so I just threw the throw over the set of drawers, and actually worked quite well. I will give visuals of the raw and the edited images at the end of this video, so you can get a feel for how like the images turned out and what I managed to get in the end. I think today I probably didn't have a real set in stone kind of like brief, so I was quite happy to just work around what I had and just had a little play and a bit of fun. And I think that's what self-portrait should be about. I think, I mean, on the day of a photo shoot, things don't always go like according to plan, so I think it's good to have that like ability to change like the idea, the angle, the outfit, the setup of the room, and I think you need to be able to do that quickly when you're with a client. And I think when you're doing your own like self-portraits, these sessions kind of get your brain working and kind of help you understand what looks good and what maybe isn't working, and to just quickly switch it up if it isn't working and just work with what you've got. So yeah, I hope this has inspired you to give self-portraits a go. They're really not that scary, and you don't have to post these online. I do, because like I said, we're in lockdown and I need images for my portfolio and I haven't got any models, so I am the model. But I definitely recommend anyone to do them. It helps you with your posing, it helps you problem solve, and it helps you get used to using the camera. So yeah, I 100% get on self-portraits. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to making another one very soon.